just clicking them over one pedal stroke at a time.
I'm just going at my own pace, really. I'm just here to finish.
My heart was pounding.
No matter how fit you are, it can happen. You know, you can just fall over on the side and just, that's it, it's the end of the race.
If you just pace yourself, then you can actually enjoy it in a masochistic way.
I'm prepared to, you know, kind of just grit my teeth and keep going.
Well, this is not about being a super athlete. This is about heart. You just need determination.
Thousands of metres above sea level in the spectacular French Alps, something very exciting is happening. The highest and toughest cyclosportive in the world is about to take place. 7 days, 7 stages, 750 kilometres in length, 19 mythical cols to conquer and just 550 participants to take on the challenge. The Haute Route is the cycling event, allowing amateur cyclists to experience what it's really like to ride like a pro. It's intense, fast and grueling, and will push the boundaries of human endurance to the limit. The Haute Route requires dedication. The riders, male, female, young and old, will ride some of the Alps' most beautiful roads, at times with only team spirit, new friends and new milestones, personal and professional, to motivate them. For the first time, the Haute Route will cross 3 countries and traverse the highest road in Europe, making it tougher than ever.
I think everybody takes part in events because they've got reasons, whether that's for health, whether that's to lose weight, whether that's to raise money for charity, to try and push your personal boundaries as far as you can. Because of what's happened to me, I realise how far you can really push your body.
The Haute Route attracts riders of varying abilities from around the world, predominantly male but with a growing female contingent, and the riders offer up so many incredible stories, not least British rider James Golding, who a few years ago was only given a 5% chance of surviving cancer. He decided to put his body to the test and ride both the Haute Route Alps and Pyrenees, just one of 34 riders taking on both events back to back.
I was diagnosed with cancer in 2008. And then in early 2009, they found out I'd also got septicemia and peritonitis. I went from 14 stone to 6, had less than 5% chance of survival, was kept in a coma for about 2 weeks. I went through 9 operations in 7 months, had to learn how to walk, then learn how to ride a bike.
For some other riders, the challenge of riding the Haute Route involves travelling thousands of miles in a bid to become king of the mountains.
J'arrivais de Thaïlande, j'avais repris le vélo et c'est vrai que quand on finit cet événement, ce challenge, c'est quelque chose d'inoubliable que je me rappellerai toute ma vie. J'en ai pleuré.
The Haute Route is a big challenge for any rider. Reading their way through otherworldly landscapes, the peloton of amateur cyclists conquers the highest, steepest, most majestic cycling terrain in the world, really putting themselves to the test. The 2013 Haute Route combines 7 timed stages, including classic cycling routes, a marathon stage and a time trial with 2 or 3 big climbs per day. For the riders from 35 countries, it's a real privilege to experience what it takes to be a pro, but it's also a huge challenge.
Alors, la comparaison avec les professionnels ne s'arrête pas à la partie sportive. Vivre l'expérience d'un professionnel, c'est bien évidemment le fait de participer à une étape tous les jours, mais c'est aussi une expérience globale qui commence lorsqu'on se lève et qui se termine lorsqu'on retourne se coucher. Il y a les aspects de préparation, les aspects de briefing, il y a les aspects de récupération avec une bonne nourriture, un bon massage. Donc tous ces éléments sont très importants pour se rapprocher autant que possible de l'expérience d'un cycliste professionnel.
Pro cyclist Daniel Lloyd had a career spanning more than a decade.
Cycling is just a hugely passionate sport. You know, the fans tend to get immersed in it, and I think the riders will get immersed in it too. And it's one of those sports where just the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And every race and every training session is like an accomplishment. You know, of course, there's big competition, there's rivalries, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a big family of cycling and the racing, and everyone looks after each other, and I think it's a special sport, that's for sure.
training at the minute for solo offshore sailing. I've been using road cycling as a good way to keep fit, and it's kind of a mental and physical challenge as well, which you usually have to deal with for solo sailing. So you've got to be passionate about both sports to want to go off and do like a 7-day cycling event. So it's the atmosphere is very similar to the events, of everybody getting ready and having a routine, and just kind of helping everybody to feel the same way, really, and not be too worried.
The completeness of the experience. You have everything. You have the sport part, but it's a very international group. Something like 35 nationalities or something.
Big mountains, big mountains. I'm really excited. Being away from Oz, it's very different for me to be out here, so really pumped up to get up and about.
So I'm just on the first 30k of Haute Route, it's day one. It was quite tough. I made a friend Giles, he hung back as the last one, so he's been riding with me all the way, so very pleased he joined me.
Traversing 153 kilometres, 3 ascents, 3,300 metres of elevation gain and 2,500 metres of descending, crossing international borders and including some of the most beautiful views of the Mont Blanc Massif. Like professional road races, part of the stage was neutralised, but this didn't mean the riders could take it easy. Day one, stage one, was all about dealing with the nerves.
I just think it's just a fascinating challenge to be able to do that 7 days in a row. That's the big test. I mean, to do 1, 2, 3 days is reasonably easy. To go on and do it for 7 days, that's going to be the trick.
Day two, and the riders know what to expect. For some, they have nothing to compare it to.
So I'm the youngest rider on the Haute Route. The way I describe it to my friends is a mini Tour de France, because it's the only way I can get across to them what kind of challenge it would be. And I mean, obviously I've done organised events before, but this is on the next level. To be like every day a different, sleeping at a different place, your luggage is getting moved for you, you've got help on the way. It's just amazing, to be honest, and to be part of that is pretty cool.
Linking two of the most prestigious resorts in the French Alps, the riders faced 110 kilometres, 3,500 metres of climbing over 3 ascents, including the Col de Cézy, Cornet de Roselot, and the final climb to Val d'Isère at 1,840 metres, making it a shorter but more vertical stage than yesterday.
No, it's been great fun actually. I really enjoyed this. I have to say the descent really put my spirits back up because it was fast, sweeping. This is just fun, wide open, great speed, and I have to say that really gave me lift back up. So this has been a very fast climb by my standards. It's been really enjoyable, but I've got to wait for Junior.
Time limit is something that you think about a lot if you're a non-climber in the Grand Tours, and because you want to do your job for the rest of the race, and you don't want to be heading home. And it's a desperation, really. It's like you all stick together on the climbs at a good tempo. I think that says it all really about all cyclists. It's just that kind of put up with anything, but not failing and not pulling out.
Well, I made the cut-off time by 30 seconds, so I'm really, really pleased. I didn't think I'd make it coming up that last climb. It's wow, so difficult.
It went well. One of the key challenges is frankly to pace yourself properly. I'm primarily here to finish. This is a huge event. I've never done anything like it. So just finishing every day within the cut-off time is going to be, a nice achievement. So now I'm sitting here trying to figure out whether my son made the cut-off, which would be a big achievement for us.
Hans' son Wim arrived 15 minutes earlier and made the cut-off.
That time through is 6 hours 20 riding. What was that? 7:23. So 7:23 of official time, but of course the real time was taken on the dam.
The official Lanterne Rouge finishes last on each stage, encouraging the back markers to finish within the cut-off time. In a Grand Tour, the rider who finishes last, rather than dropping out along the way, is accorded a distinction. Fergus Grant, the Haute Route Lanterne Rouge, had an interesting week ahead of him.
Today was with the poor guy Alain, who actually finished last, and he had a problem with an inner tube, couldn't get his inner tube changed, and so we had to motivate him for the last 10 kilometres. So there was lots. There was me, and there was help from the guy in the van as well, giving lots of allez, allez. But he finished.
Yeah, just finished stage 2. I'm not sure if I was in a time limit or not, and the last climb was horrendous. I was in tears. I was with my friend, he'd hung back, but I wanted him to make the cut-off. So he went ahead, so I was just... There was one man behind me, I thought, I've got to beat this bloke. So it was just... Oh my God, I've never felt so bad in my life. I got my first road bike like 9 months ago, so I've only been road biking since November. So I always knew it was going to be tough. So, I mean, I felt all right up the climbs, so I was a bit quicker than yesterday. And my legs feel all right, actually, but it's just like, you get stomach cramps, you're trying to take on your nutrition, and you're thinking, have you taken too much, have you not got enough? I've loved every minute of it, even though it's really tough.
Everyone that's into cycling probably has those kind of feelings where, you know, during the event, whatever the event might be, you sort of suffering like you never have done before, and it's, you know, so there's a mutual respect, I think, between all cyclists, and especially between all professional riders, because it's just such a tough sport.
Stage 3, the marathon day of the Haute Route, presents one of the toughest parts of the entire course at 164 kilometres long. It's fully timed from the starting line in the exclusive resort of Val d'Isère to the finish line at Serre Chevalier. This could push some of the already weary riders to the edge.
Day 3, I'm hurting generally most places.
This marathon stretch takes the riders into Italy, and they need to make sure they still have enough energy to handle it well after the first 2 grueling stages. There are no extreme climbs to be afraid of, but with 3,400 metres total altitude gain and a 164 kilometre distance, it's a hard day cycling. The Haute Route attracts riders from all around the world. Individually, the riders travel thousands of miles, but together, they're here to take part in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to ride like a professional cyclist.
And this is probably as close to what a tour rider would experience. So this is a great opportunity for amateur cyclists to experience living in that cycling bubble. It means I haven't looked at work, I haven't looked at news, I don't know what's going on around the world. We're focused on this, and we eat, breathe, and sleep cycling. And we're all cycling nuts. This is the perfect thing for us.
The Day 3 marathon begins from Val d'Isère with a 16-kilometre climb at altitude, far from a gentle start when oxygen is in short supply.
Well, it's tough today. It is to go directly from start to climb. I need to warm up.
During the race, riders burn a huge amount of energy, so they can't start with enough food or water to sustain them throughout the day. Keeping hydrated and taking on enough calories to keep riding takes experience and practice. Sometimes the desire to succeed isn't enough.
It's very hard to start in the morning, and it's very high, so not lots of oxygen. It's very difficult to start. And I stay with my friend, but she's out, I think.
If you're a bit overweight, you want to work out what's the best way to lose weight, take it from me. I used to weigh 18 stone, and now through cycling, good diet, it's worth it though.
Day 4, Stage 4. They are the cols even the pros fear. Col d'Izoire, Col de Var, and the less famous but still brutal final ascent into Praloup. Haute Route riders will cover these big 4 ascents in a total of 133 timed kilometres. The main enemy on Day 4 is cumulative fatigue, which gets harder with each day in the saddle. There's still 3,000 metres of elevation gain in this 4th stage, which never descends below 1,300 metres of altitude and goes over 2,000 metres twice. But then it's not meant to be easy.
The guys at the front are flying. You know, the guys at the front are very fit. Back here, it's everyone's fit, but you respect the difference. You respect the people in the top 75. You respect the gentleman who's riding with the special challenges.
Christian Etich, an Haute Route 2011 and 2012 rider, has decided to take on both challenges as an iron rider. At age 15, he lost his arm and leg in a road accident. At age 35, he decided to take up a sport and cycling became his passion.
Faire les 2 hautes routes à la suite cette année, en fait, c'est un défi pour moi, c'est un défi pour mon handicap. Et pour essayer de monter toujours un peu plus haut quoi, dans la difficulté, pour voir jusqu'où on peut monter avec l'handicap que j'ai. Quoi. Et ouais, un peu montrer aux gens que c'est possible de le faire. Quoi. C'est juste une question de volonté.
Day 5 is what the Haute Route is all about. The time trial up to the top of Col de la Bonnette at 2,802 metres, the highest point of the entire Haute Route. The 23.5 kilometre ascent which the riders face is a big challenge, which requires a lot of physical exertion. Steep sections are interspersed with easier hairpins on rough tarmac. It's a tough mental game, and even the most talented climbers have paid the price on this road. This is the time to ride wisely and remember that the road is long.
I am dead scared today because I'll be hunted by the faster riders and I'm hunting the other ones that will take off earlier. So I don't know, I have no idea what to expect.
It's going to be my first time trial in all my life, 55 years. So I'm going to find out what it's meant for me.
Breathe deep, breathe out, breathe in, only the tough survive.
Ça va?
No. We miss oxygen and the leg is burned. It's very hard to manage a long-term trial like this.
Yeah, it was a pretty brutal day from start to finish, to be honest. I think if you're hurting at the beginning, at the middle and at the end, then you know you've had a good day.
Only the tough survive.
I'm happy. I'm not the last.
Stage 6 passes through the heart of the stunning Mercantour National Park, but beauty alone will not carry the riders through this day, which has the most difficult ranking of the stages, equal only to the Stage 3 marathon. Why? Simply being the penultimate day is hard enough, but with 3,800 metres of climbing over 133 timed kilometres, there is no moment of respite to catch breath.
Je pense que pour moi, le sport, c'est vraiment un accomplissement, c'est-à-dire de réussir à faire ce qui me plaît et me donner à plein et aller au bout de moi-même.
It hurts a bit when you hit concrete, but it's one of those sports where the amount of successes compared to failures is minimal. Unless you're Mark Cavendish, you'll lose kind of often 95 times out of 100 or probably more. But just that one bit of success makes every other failure and every other bit of suffering in the training all worth it.
was the hardest day. I don't know what the pros do, but I feel soft compared to them.
Someday you're the hammer, and someday you're the nail. Today I was the nail. Oh, that hammer hurt me. I was in the hurt locker for 3 hours. Oh my God, this is the hardest event I've ever done. Ever.
I have to breathe. Super strong.
We are the luckiest people in the world, on the top of the world, I must say. We are the luckiest people. We can afford doing these things. While people all over the world are struggling for their daily living, I'm here just for fun.
At last, the final stage of the Haute Route Alps has arrived. A mellow descent to the Mediterranean coast and a gentle cruise into Nice, the final destination of this cycling journey. With everything still to play for, the riders didn't take it easy. The final day for the riders of the Haute Route Alps is a unique experience. Their arrival in Nice was rewarded with an escorted police peloton. So like the pros, they could experience their own lap of honour.
Après, le but, c'est de me faire plaisir, de donner 100% de moi-même.
Je suis très content. Je suis même très fier d'avoir réussi ces 3 hautes routes maintenant. Puis cette année c'est bien parce que j'ai aucune épreuve, aucune étape où je suis hors délai, largement dans les temps, donc c'est tout bénéfique. Super. Magnifique.
The front of the peloton was dominated by the elite, but for every rider that finished, the Haute Route has been a huge personal achievement.
If the world could bottle some of this positive energy, we wouldn't have the problems we have. So positive, everybody rode well, and it was just a great experience for everybody.
My career just taught me that you just get out of life what you put into it, really.
And finally, as the riders celebrate completing the epic 750 kilometres and 19 mythical cols in 7 days, it will take some time before they realise exactly what they've accomplished. And for some, it's not over yet. 34 of these riders will now take on the Haute Route Pyrenees in just 7 days' time. Whatever the riders' personal goals, as an Haute Route rider, they will walk away from the experience having traversed the same roads as the professional cyclists and completed the challenge of a lifetime.
Eh bien, au début, j'étais stressé et ça allait pas très bien. Et à la fin, j'allait de mieux en mieux. Et donc, je me sens fin prêt pour démarrer les Pyrénées maintenant.